Hello, Janet. It's Raul again. I'm out here in San Fernando, California. That's where I was born back in 1957, August 28th. And I'm here at the site of the Santa Rosa Church. And this is where two of my brothers were married back. My brother Luis Alfredo Gomez, was married here to Elva, his wife, on May 8th, 1965. And it was a brilliant sunny day like it is right now. And I have a picture of them emerging from this door, and my brother's kissing the bride here. It's a wonderful shot. I have that at home. And here's the church here, and they have some nice paintings up here of Jesus Christ and Mother Mary right there. I hope I'm filming this fine. Get some reflection here. Got that bell up above there, I believe. There's Mother Mary. And it's a beautiful church. This is not the original location, though. When my grandmother lived here in the 20s, the church was located in a different area. I think it was around the corner on Calisha, I believe. But it's a beautiful sunny day here in San Fernando. I was born up the street. I was born in the house. It was actually a duplex. My mother couldn't make it to the hospital in time, so the doctors came out immediately and delivered me. And in those days, like, my dad was in the car waiting. They didn't have, they didn't do Lamaze and all that stuff, back in those days. But I'm just showing you how really beautiful this town is, and I want to move back here one day. I'm trying to get into a senior living home, but it's kind of pricey, But this city is not part of LA City. They have their own mayor, their own city council. So Mayor Garcetti doesn't run this area, so you notice the streets are clear. There's no obstruction of the public right-of-way, no illegal vendors, no illegal migrants, no transients and derelicts and vagrants in the street, sleeping on the street. And it's really a beautiful thing. Now, there's one thing I'm looking at that I don't approve of, and you see a lot of this kind of rebellious thing that Mexicans do. You have across the street, you have what they call a scoffers law violation. They have the Mexican flag waving up here, okay? And they don't have the American flag, Old Glory, flying anywhere. There's still hostility toward America for seizing these lands, which I understand, the anger that Mexicans still have. And Mexican Americans, whose ancestors, United States under President Polk, James Polk, declared war on Mexico when we, Mexicans, my ancestors, did nothing, and they just, it was a land grab. So so they have this philosophy that, hey, this is still Mexico, this is still Alta California. This is not California, it's Alta California the way it was under Mexican government. So you'll have these, flags waving without the American flag around, and I'll call out on that. I'll call the police and get a scoffers law violation, which is a ticket of $50, because it's something that they're besmirching, this government that is now in control of these lands. Yes, there's various invasions have been done. It wasn't just America, but you had the conquistadors, which we are part of. We are part Spanish, and we went around the world, with invading countries and seizing their gold and getting their natural resources. So it's so we're also culpable in that kind of behavior. So there it is. There's a wonderful church. I'm going to take a quick stroll around. And I just came down here to pick up my medication. There it is. It says Santa Rosa de Lima, says there. That wasn't there, the facade, these paintings, when my brother was married here, 1965. Oh, I failed to mention, my brother Hector Leopoldo Gomez was married here the day after, I believe it was the day after, I got to look at the calendar, the day after Valentine's Day, 1969, which would make it February 15, and it was a misery because we had a torrential downpour. We had one of the worst rainy seasons, and I felt so bad for my brother because it was raining cats and dogs, man. I mean, and I was sick. You know, I didn't make it to the ceremony here at the church. I made it over to because it stopped raining, you know, in the evening. So I made it over to where they had the reception. And I felt so bad for my brother because they had to take the pictures inside the church. His wedding pictures, it wasn't a glorious sunny day like this, like when my brother, Luis Alfredo Gomez, was married. Hector Leopoldo married Eulalia Chavez. Eulalia, we called her Lali. That was like a nickname, you know, Mexican nickname. And so that was a long time ago. Boy, the Beatles were still together. 1969, February 15th. I believe that was the date. I got to look at the calendar, but I'm pretty sure it was because Friday was Valentine's Day. So my brother picked that day to be married, you know, to Eulalia. But there's a nice shot there on the side where you have the cross, the Holy Cross there. And you know, it's interesting, we used to come here back in the 60s for you know, Easter usually we'd come, and they gave the services in Latin. And I said, Mom, when is this going to be over? I want to go home and watch the Dodgers on television, watch Sandy Koufax or whatever was going on. She goes, I don't understand what he's saying, Mom, in Spanish. What kind of language is that? She goes, oh, be still and be quiet. You say, just, you know, it's not going to be that much longer, and then, you know, we'd eventually leave. But they stopped giving the services in 1966. They started to deliver the services in Spanish because it was in Latin, and that would have been interesting to learn that language, though. But there it is, San Fernando, California. Still, you know, it's a Mexican American community. Well, you have more, you know, I hate to say it, but you do have more illegal Mexicans here, illegal, you know, Central Americans, I guess, coming in here. But it's not like Pacoima. Pacoima is a mess because what they do here, there's a street called Alcala. What the city government, San Fernando, they'll banish any homeless vagrants. They'll push them right into the LA city limits, which is Mission Hills, which is beyond Alcala and Laurel Canyon Boulevard, and you'll see them under the freeways. The freeway is not too far away from here, and that's where the city of LA begins. That's Eric Garcetti's sewer that he's created. I had, by the way, I had a sidewalk installed underneath that freeway back in 2012. I pushed the government because there was no sidewalk there. You had people in wheelchairs going into the street, going into a turning lane, and you could, I mean, someone could get killed there. And they finally realized, my God, you know, this is where this has got to be done. So luckily, the man from Caltrans, was a state agency. I saw him. I said, "Sir, are you with the government?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm one of the, you know, the directors." I said, "You got to put a sidewalk here." He goes, "It's interesting because that is state property. Under the freeway is state property." So it was his jurisdiction. He goes, "Don't worry, I'll get it done." And I couldn't believe when they showed up. But real quick, as I'm coming here to Woodward, this is where my grandmother, Josefina Flores Diaz, and my great-grandfather, Jose Maria Flores, and my great-grandmother, Julia Diaz Ramirez de Flores, used to visit here. This is my mom's godmother's former residence. This is my grandmother used to come here in 1920, back in the 20s, like 22, 23, 24, 25, all the way up to 1932. They'd visit this house. And they had a basement down there. The lady that lived here, resided here, her name is Martina Saldivar. She passed away, and she was my mom's godmother. And Martina and my grandmother, Josefina Flores, were real tight friends. And she said, "Would you like to be my daughter's godmother?" She goes, "Yeah, of course," you know. So, you know, they would visit here. My grandfather, Manuel Murillo, my grandmother's husband. And man, that was a long time ago, 1920s, boy. The roaring 20s. The economy was booming and great times. But here it is. Here's another part of. We're getting close to Mission Hills, city of LA, but so we're still in San Fernando, safely in San Fernando. You see, there's no vagrancy around here. There's no tents or nothing, but you start to see them when you go on the other side. Take care, Janet. Bye.